In the late Cretaceous of what will one day be called Argentina, the sun does not rise, it detonates. The heat is a living thing, it crawls across the floodplains like something with teeth. This is Patagonia 97 million years before the concept of mercy. The forest is not a forest. It is a cathedral of Araucaria pines and ferns that have forgotten how to be small. The canopy is a ceiling that swallows light. Beneath it, the air is thick enough to choke on. This is not a place for the weak. This is not a place for hesitation. This is the kingdom of monsters, and the throne belongs to one alone. The Giganotosaurus, 15 tons of calculated violence, 43 feet from snout to tail. A skull the size of a grown man, filled with teeth designed not to kill quickly but to make death inevitable. It does not hunt, it executes. It does not chase, it orchestrates. In a world where size is the only currency that matters, the Giganotosaurus is wealth incarnate. It is the apex. It is the answer to every question that begins with what if. What if a predator grew too large to fail? What if intelligence met brutality and they shook hands? What if the T-Rex, that distant king of the north, had a rival it would never meet? The Giganotosaurus moves through the forest like a landslide in slow motion. Each step is a negotiation with gravity. Each breath is the sound of bellows in a forge. Its eyes are not the eyes of a lizard. They are the eyes of something that understands, that calculates, that remembers. It has been 3 days since it last fed, 3 days since it tore into the flank of a sauropod and painted the earth red. But hunger is not measured in days. It is measured in the space between now and the next kill, and that space is closing. The forest opens into a clearing. The ground here is trampled into submission, a highway of footprints that tell stories in mud and stone. Argentinosaurus, the largest creature to ever draw breath on land. 100 tons of living mountain. They move in herds, these titans, because even gods fear loneliness. The Giganotosaurus stops at the tree line. It does not charge, it watches. This is the difference between power and wisdom. Power announces itself. Wisdom waits for the perfect moment to whisper. The herd is moving slowly, a convoy of flesh and bone that shakes the world with every step. There are 12 adults, 4 juveniles. 2 infants still wet from hatching, their legs uncertain, their necks not yet long enough to reach the canopy. The Giganotosaurus focuses on the smallest infant, not because it is easy, but because it is possible. The adults are fortresses. Their legs are pillars that could crush a predator without noticing. Their tails are siege weapons, but the infant is a mistake waiting to be corrected. Nature is not cruel, it is simply honest. The Giganotosaurus begins to move, not forward, parallel. It shadows the herd from the tree line, a ghost in a body too large to be a ghost. The adults know it is there. They can smell the old blood in its breath. They can feel the vibration of its footsteps through the earth. But they do not panic. Panic is for prey that can run. The Argentinosaurus cannot run. They can only endure. They tighten their formation. The juveniles are pushed to the center. The adults form a wall of flesh. This is their strategy. This has always been their strategy. But strategies are only effective until they are not. The Giganotosaurus stops. It lifts its head. The air carries information that eyes cannot see. Somewhere in the distance, thunder that is not thunder. A sound like the earth splitting open. The herd hears it too. They pause. Their small brains process the vibration. Danger, but from which direction? The Giganotosaurus knows. It has hunted these floodplains for 15 years. It knows every sound, every rhythm, every lie the earth tells. That sound is not thunder. It is not a rival predator. It is the river. The river is rising. The wet season has teeth this year. Upstream, the rains have been falling for weeks. The tributaries are swollen. The main channel is a brown snake that has eaten too much and is ready to vomit. The floodplain will be underwater in minutes. The Argentinosaurus herd knows this. They begin to move faster, their massive bodies swaying like ships in a storm. They are heading for higher ground, a ridge 3 miles to the east. But 3 miles might as well be 300, not for the adults. They will make it, but the infants. The infants are already struggling. The smallest one falls behind. Its legs are too short. Its lungs are too small. Its mother turns back, a mountain reversing course, but the herd does not stop, cannot stop. The river is coming. The mother makes a sound, a low-frequency rumble that travels through bone and earth. It is a sound of decision. She will stay with her infant. She will protect it. She will die with it if necessary. The Giganotosaurus hears this sound. It understands what it means. It begins to run. When a Giganotosaurus runs, the world rearranges itself. Trees bend, the ground cracks, birds explode from the canopy like shrapnel. It is not graceful. It is not meant to be. It is momentum given flesh. The mother Argentinosaurus sees it coming. She positions herself between the predator and her infant. She lowers her head. She will not go quietly. But the Giganotosaurus is not interested in her. Not yet. It circles, wide, patient. The mother turns to follow its movement. She is slow, so slow. The infant bleats. A sound like a broken trumpet. The Giganotosaurus faints left. The mother commits. And in that half-second of commitment, the predator pivots right. Its jaws close on the infant's neck. Not to kill, to grip. The infant screams. The mother lunges. But the Giganotosaurus is already moving, dragging the infant backward, using its weight as an anchor. The mother's head crashes into empty air. She tries to turn, but her body is not designed for agility. The Giganotosaurus releases the infant and bites again, this time deeper, its teeth finding the soft tissue beneath the developing osteoderms. Blood. The infant's legs buckle. The mother screams, a sound that has no translation in any language that will ever exist. She charges. All 100 tons of maternal fury. The earth splits beneath her feet. The Giganotosaurus sees her coming. It does not run, it waits. At the last possible moment it sidesteps. The mother cannot stop. Her momentum carries her forward. She stumbles, not much, just enough. Her front leg folds. She crashes to her knees. The impact is seismic. Trees fall. The ground ripples. And the Giganotosaurus is already on the infant again. This time it does not grip. It tears. The infant's neck opens. The blood is black in the fading light. The mother struggles to rise, but the earth is mud now. The river has arrived. Water floods the clearing, not slowly, all at once. A wall of brown chaos that swallows everything. The mother Argentinosaurus is on her feet now, but the infant is gone. The current has taken it. The Giganotosaurus has taken it. She searches the rising water. She calls, but there is no answer. There will never be an answer. She turns and begins the long walk to higher ground. Alone. The river does not care. The river has no memory. The Giganotosaurus drags the infant's corpse to the tree line. The water is chest deep now, but the predator is strong. It has done this before. It knows where the ground rises, where the old stone pushes through the soil. It reaches the ridge and drops the carcass. The infant is still warm, still bleeding. The Giganotosaurus does not eat immediately. It rests. Killing is exhausting, even for a king. It lies down beside its prize, its flanks heave. Its tongue lolls, steam rises from its body. In the distance, the mother Argentinosaurus is a silhouette against the setting sun. She is still calling, still searching. The Giganotosaurus closes its eyes. It will eat soon, but first it will rest. This is the privilege of the apex. Time is a resource it can afford to waste. Night falls like a curtain. The floodwaters begin to recede. The forest is alive with sounds, frogs, insects. The distant cough of a Carnotaurus, a smaller predator that knows to keep its distance. The Giganotosaurus wakes. It is time. It positions itself over the carcass and begins to feed. Its teeth are not designed for chewing. They are designed for shearing. It bites. It pulls. It swallows. Chunks of meat the size of human heads disappear down its throat. It eats for an hour, maybe more. Time is difficult to measure when the only clock is hunger. When it is finished, half the carcass remains. The Giganotosaurus does not guard it. Other predators will come, scavengers, the small and desperate. Let them have the scraps. A king does not concern himself with crumbs. The Giganotosaurus walks to a nearby stream. The water is clear here, fed by springs deep in the earth. It drinks, long and deep. Water runs from the corners of its mouth, pink with blood. When it is satisfied, it moves into the forest, not to hunt, to patrol. This is its territory. 500 square miles of floodplain and forest. It knows every tree, every clearing, every place where prey gathers to drink. It has killed in all of them. It walks through the night, a shadow among shadows. By dawn, it has completed a circuit. It returns to the ridge. The carcass is gone. Only bones remain, scattered and cracked. Something has been here, something brave or stupid. The Giganotosaurus does not investigate. It does not care. It lies down in the same spot as before. The stone is warm from the sun. It sleeps. Days pass. The Giganotosaurus does not hunt. It does not need to. The infant Argentinosaurus was enough to sustain it for a week, maybe more. It spends its time resting, patrolling, watching. This is the rhythm of the apex predator. Explosive violence followed by long periods of stillness. It is an efficient existence. Energy in, energy conserved, nothing wasted, but efficiency is not the same as peace. The Giganotosaurus is never at peace. It is always calculating, always measuring, always preparing for the next kill. On the seventh day it encounters a rival, another Giganotosaurus, a male, younger, smaller, perhaps 12 tons, perhaps less. The two predators see each other across a clearing. They stop. The air becomes heavy. This is a language older than words. Older than thought. This is the language of space and dominance. The younger male opens its mouth. A display, its teeth are white. Unbroken, it has not lived long enough to earn scars. The older Giganotosaurus, the king, does not respond. It simply stares. This is the first test. The younger male takes a step forward. This is the second test. The king lowers its head, not in submission, in preparation. The younger male charges. It is fast, faster than the king, but speed is not the same as skill. The king sidesteps, not far, just enough. As the younger male passes, the king's jaws snap shut on its neck, not deep, a warning. The younger male screams and pulls away. Blood runs down its scales, not much enough. It backs up. Its eyes are wide. It has learned something. The king releases a low rumble, a sound that vibrates through the earth, a sound that means leave. The younger male turns. It does not run. Running would be an admission of inferiority. It walks, slowly, with as much dignity as a bleeding predator can manage. The king watches until it disappears into the forest. Then it returns to its patrol. The hierarchy has been maintained. Order has been preserved. This is how empires survive. But empires are fragile things. They are built on the assumption that the strong will always be strong, that the fast will always be fast, that the king will always be king. The Giganotosaurus is 15 years old. In the world of apex predators, this is middle age. It is still powerful, still dangerous, but it is not immortal. Its joints ache in the morning. Its breath comes harder after a long chase. Its teeth are worn, two are cracked. One is missing entirely, lost in a battle it barely remembers. These are small things, insignificant things until they are not. The wet season ends. The dry season begins. The floodplains transform into cracked earth and dust. Water becomes scarce. Prey becomes concentrated around the few remaining rivers and streams. This should be a time of plenty for predators, but it is also a time of competition. Every carnivore in the region is drawn to the same water sources. Carnotaurus, Abelisaurus, Megaraptor, and others, smaller, faster, hungrier. They do not challenge the Giganotosaurus directly. They do not need to. They simply exist in the same space, and space is a finite resource. The Giganotosaurus arrives at a river to find a Carnotaurus already feeding on a dead Limasaurus. The sauropod is young. Perhaps killed by disease, perhaps by the heat. The Carnotaurus looks up. Its horns are stained red. It does not run. This is unusual. Carnotaurus are opportunists. They do not challenge apex predators, but this one does not move. The Giganotosaurus approaches, slowly. The Carnotaurus watches. When the distance between them is 20 feet, the Carnotaurus steps back, but only one step. It does not leave. This is a negotiation. The Giganotosaurus could kill it, easily. But killing costs energy, and energy is precious in the dry season. The Giganotosaurus makes a decision. It will share. It moves to the opposite side of the carcass. Both predators feed. They do not look at each other. They do not acknowledge each other, but they are both aware. Constantly, this is not cooperation. This is détente. The dry season deepens. The heat becomes unbearable. Animals die, not from predation, from thirst, from starvation. From the simple fact that the world has become inhospitable. The Giganotosaurus finds the corpses. It feeds on them. It is not proud. Pride is a luxury for those who have options. The king is becoming a scavenger. It does not matter. Meat is meat. Survival is survival, but something is changing. The Giganotosaurus can feel it. A weakness, a slowness. It is not hunger. It has eaten recently. It is something else, something deeper. Its body is betraying it. One morning it wakes and cannot stand. Its legs will not obey. It tries again. Nothing. Panic. For the first time in 15 years, the Giganotosaurus feels panic. It thrashes, its tail whips, its jaws snap at empty air. Slowly, agonizingly, it forces itself upright. Its legs shake. Its vision blurs. It stands there, swaying until the world stops spinning. When it can finally move, it walks to the river. It drinks. The water is warm. It tastes of algae and decay. But it is water. The Giganotosaurus drinks until its stomach is distended. Then it lies down. It does not know what is wrong. It does not have the capacity to understand disease, to understand parasites, to understand that something inside it is eating it from within. Days pass. The Giganotosaurus does not hunt. It can barely walk. It lies in the shade of an Araucaria pine and waits for what it does not know, death perhaps, or strength, whichever comes first. Scavengers begin to circle, not close, but close enough. They can smell weakness. They can see the shallow breathing, the dull eyes. They wait. Patience is a virtue for those who cannot kill. The Giganotosaurus watches them. It wants to roar, to charge, to remind them who is king, but it cannot. It can only lie there and watch as its empire crumbles. On the fourth day, something changes. The Giganotosaurus wakes and the pain is less, not gone, but less. It stands. Its legs hold. It walks to the river. It drinks. It feels hunger, real hunger, not the ghost of hunger. It begins to hunt, not Argentinosaurus, not the giants, something smaller, something possible. It finds a Macrogryphosaurus, a herbivore the size of a large cow. It is drinking at the river's edge. It does not see the predator. The Giganotosaurus moves slowly, carefully. It is not the hunter it was, but it is still a hunter. It charges. The Macrogryphosaurus runs, but not fast enough. The Giganotosaurus's jaws close on its hindquarters. The herbivore screams. It tries to pull away. The Giganotosaurus pulls harder. They struggle. For a moment it is unclear who will win. Then the Macrogryphosaurus's leg breaks. The sound is like a tree snapping. The herbivore falls. The Giganotosaurus finishes it. Quickly, efficiently, it feeds. The meat is sweet. The blood is cold. It eats until it cannot eat anymore. Then it rests. It is not recovered, but it is recovering. This is enough. Weeks pass. The Giganotosaurus regains its strength, not all of it, but enough. It returns to its territory. It patrols, it hunts, it kills, but it is different now, more cautious, more selective. It has learned that it is not invincible, that its body has limits, that time is not infinite. This knowledge changes everything. It hunts differently, it fights differently, it exists differently. The king is still the king, but the crown is heavier now. The dry season ends. The rains return. The floodplains bloom. Life explodes from every surface. The herds return, the Argentinosaurus, the Limasaurus, the Andysaurus. They move through the forest like living mountains, and the Giganotosaurus watches them with new eyes. It is hungry, it is always hungry, but hunger is not the same as desperation. It waits for the right moment, the right target, the right circumstances. It has time, or so it believes. The younger male returns, the one from before, the one with the scar on its neck. But it is not younger anymore, not really. It has grown. It is larger now, heavier, its muscles are thick, its teeth are sharp, it has been eating well, it has been winning. It enters the king's territory without hesitation, without fear. The king sees it from across a clearing. Their eyes meet. This is not a negotiation. This is a challenge. The younger male roars, a sound like thunder, like the earth splitting. The king roars back, but its roar is different, raspier, weaker. The younger male hears this. It smiles, if such a thing can smile. It charges. The impact is catastrophic, two titans colliding at full speed. The sound echoes through the forest. Birds flee. Smaller animals burrow. The earth shakes. The king is knocked backward. It stumbles but does not fall. It lunges. Its jaws find the younger male's shoulder. It bites. Hard. The younger male screams, but it does not retreat. It twists. Its own jaws find the king's neck, not deep. The king's osteoderms are thick but deep enough. Blood flows. The two predators break apart. They circle. Both are bleeding. Both are panting. This is not over. They clash again and again. The battle lasts for minutes that feel like hours. The forest is destroyed around them. Trees are knocked down. The ground is churned to mud. Blood is everywhere. Finally, the king makes a mistake. It steps wrong. Its leg buckles. The old injury, the one from years ago. The one it thought had healed. The younger male sees it. It presses the advantage. It slams into the king's side. The king falls. For For the first time in 15 years, the king is on the ground. The younger male stands over it, its jaws open. This is the end. The king knows it, it closes its eyes, but the killing blow does not come. The younger male steps back, it roars, a victory roar, then it turns and walks away. It does not kill the king, it does not need to. The message has been delivered, the hierarchy has shifted. There is a new king, the old king lies in the mud. It is bleeding, it is broken. But it is alive. Slowly, painfully, it rises. Its leg screams in protest, but it holds. The king limps into the forest. It does not look back, it does not roar, it simply leaves. Its territory is no longer its territory. Its empire is no longer its empire. It is just a predator now. Old, wounded, alone. The Giganotosaurus wanders for days. It does not hunt, it scavenges. It finds the kills of other predators and eats what they leave behind. It drinks from streams. It sleeps in places it has never been. It is lost, not geographically. It knows these lands, but existentially. It does not know what it is anymore. It is not the king. It is not the apex. It is not the answer to every question. It is just a creature, waiting to die, but death is not ready, not yet. The Giganotosaurus finds a valley, a small place, hidden. There is water here, a spring that never runs dry. There is prey here, small prey, Macrogryphosaurus, Gasparinosaura, things it can kill without risking everything. It claims this valley not through violence, through presence. It is still large, still dangerous. The smaller predators give it space, not out of respect, out of caution. This is enough. The Giganotosaurus settles. It hunts when it needs to, it rests when it can, it exists. This is not the life it imagined, but it is life. Months pass, a year. The Giganotosaurus grows older, its movements are slower, its hunts are less successful, but it survives, it adapts. It learns to use its size not as a weapon, but as a deterrent. It learns to scavenge more efficiently. It learns to exist in the spaces between dominance and submission. It is no longer the king. But it is no longer trying to be. It has found something else, not peace, but acceptance. One day it encounters a juvenile Giganotosaurus, a female, young, inexperienced. She is hunting a Gasparinosaura and failing. The herbivore is too fast, too agile. The juvenile is frustrated. She does not see the old male watching from the tree line. The old male could attack her, could drive her away, could kill her, but it does not. Instead, it watches. It learns. It remembers when it was young. When hunting was instinct and not calculation. When the world was simple, when it was the king. The juvenile gives up on the Gasparinosaura. She turns and sees the old male. She freezes, her body tenses, she is ready to run, but the old male does not move, it simply watches. The juvenile relaxes, slightly, she approaches, cautiously. When she is close enough, she lowers her head, a gesture of submission. The old male does not respond, it simply turns and walks away. The juvenile watches it go. She does not follow, she does not need to, she has learned something, that there are predators who do not kill, that there are hierarchies that do not require violence, that there are kings who have learned to let go. The old Giganotosaurus returns to its valley, it drinks from the spring. It lies down in the shade, its body aches, its breath is labored, but it is content, or as close to content as a predator can be. It has lived longer than most. It has killed more than most. It has been the king. And now it is not. Both are true, both matter. It closes its eyes. It does not know if it will wake. It does not care. It has done what it was born to do. It has survived. It has dominated. It has existed in a world that tried to erase it. And it has won. Not forever. Nothing wins forever, but for a time, for its time, and that is enough. The sun sets over Patagonia. The forest grows dark. The sounds of the night begin. Frogs, insects. The distant calls of creatures that have no names. The old Giganotosaurus breathes. In, out, each breath is a victory, each heartbeat is a defiance. It is not the king, but it is still here, still breathing, still existing. And in a world measured in violence and survival, that is the only crown that matters. The river flows, the forest grows, the world turns. And somewhere in a hidden valley, an old predator dreams of the days when it was a god, when it was unstoppable. When it was the answer to a question that will never be asked again. What if a predator could challenge the greatest killer that ever lived? What if size and intelligence could create something perfect? What if there was a creature that could make even the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex seem small? The Giganotosaurus was that answer. And though its time has passed, though its empire has fallen, though its body is failing, it was real. It existed, it hunted, it killed, it ruled. And that reality, that existence, that reign can never be taken away. The colossal predator that defied the T-Rex, not in battle, they never met, but in the simple fact of being, of existing in a different time, a different place, of proving that the throne of apex predator is not singular, it is plural, it is contested, it is earned and lost and earned again. The Giganotosaurus earned it, and for 15 years it kept it, and when it lost it, it did not disappear, it adapted. It survived, it became something else, something smaller, something quieter, but something that still mattered. The old predator sleeps, and in its sleep it hunts, it kills, it reigns, and in those dreams it is young again, it is strong again, it is the king again, forever.